Victorian Poisoners by Ben Jonson. It has been said that poisoning has been carried out more frequently by women than men, though this is not a proven fact. One of the reasons for this belief is the traditional higher incidence of women preparing food and drink than men. Whether the truth of the matter, there are many famous women poisoners recorded, especially in the Victorian era, when poisoning seemed to be the favorite choice of murderers. Arsenic. Arsenic is an element that occurs in small amounts in air, water, and soil, and in greater amounts in volcanic ash and in copper and gold mines. Ingesting large amounts of arsenic can cause symptoms similar to food poisoning, with abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and death. Arsenic was a favorite in Victorian times because it tasted sweet like almonds and could easily be hidden in food. It was also easily accessible. Arsenic could be obtained by soaking flypaper. Ladies of fashion used arsenic in their makeup, and women would eat arsenic mixed with vinegar and chalk to improve their complexion of their faces, making them paler. Madeline Smith, a beautiful 21-year-old girl, lived in Glasgow in 1897. She had been having an affair with a clerk named Emile Lenglet, and she had written him some very passionate letters during the course of the affair. Madeline's father pressured Madeline to become engaged to a friend of his, and she therefore tried to get the letters back from Lenglet. He refused to give them to her, and threatened to show them to her fiancé. She then decided to poison him with arsenic in a cup of cocoa. He drank it and died. At her trial, Madeline made a very good impression on all present, and the final verdict was not proven, a verdict only possible in Scotland. Florence Maybrick also decided arsenic would be just the thing for her husband. In 1889, after a short illness, James Maybrick died. The Maybrick family was suspicious, and after locking Florence in her room, they searched the house. They found a packet labeled "Arsenic, poison for rats." The autopsy on Maybrick revealed traces of arsenic in his stomach, and Florence was accused of his murder. She was sentenced to death, commuted to life imprisonment. She served 15 years and was released in 1904. Mary Ann Cotton can be called Britain's mass murderess. She poisoned 4 husbands and twice as many children with arsenic. She was 20 when she married William Mowbray, a miner, and they had 4 children. William was often at sea, but died suddenly while at home, as did the 4 children. Mary, now a grieving widow, got a job as a nurse in Sunderland Infirmary, where she met George Wood. He married her, but did not live long. Mary collected the insurance money and met James Robinson, a man with 4 children. They were married in 1867, and all of his 4 children died, as well as the new baby that Mary had. Once more, Mary collected the insurance and married Frank Cotton. He had 2 children by his first wife and a new baby by Mary. Frederick died suddenly, as did all his children. Mary now had a new lover, a man called Natras, but he died too of gastric fever, according to Mary. The local doctor, Dr. Kilburn, became suspicious, and in 1873 Mary was brought to court, found guilty, and hanged at Durham jail. Adelaide Bartlett's husband, Edwin, also succumbed to poison, in his case, chloroform. Adelaide's trial has gone down in history as one of the most baffling. Although poor Edwin's post-mortem revealed a large amount of liquid chloroform in his stomach, there was no trace in the mouth or throat. The central part of Adelaide's defense at her trial was the mystery of how the chloroform got into the stomach, as it is almost impossible to swallow, as the unpleasant taste causes vomiting, and if it had been poured down his throat while unconscious, some would have gone into the lungs, and there was none found. Adelaide was acquitted at the trial, and afterwards Sir James Paget of St. Bartholomew's Hospital remarked, "Now that it is all over, she should tell us, in the interest of science, how she did it." Dr. Pritchard was a respectable and well-known doctor and family man. In 1864, his wife Mary mysteriously fell ill. Her worried mother, Jane Taylor, then moved in to help take care of her daughter. But Jane also suddenly fell ill and died at the age of 70. Mary died a month later, at the age of 38. After authorities received an anonymous letter claiming that both deaths were suspicious, police launched an investigation and Pritchard was arrested at Queen Street Station while returning home from his wife's funeral and taken into custody. The bodies of both women were exhumed and found to contain the deadly poison antimony. Pritchard had been putting the chemical compound into both women's food, drink, and medicine. Pritchard was hanged in 1865, the last man to be executed in public in Scotland. A crowd of 100,000 watched the execution.